It is an extra part of our course. If we want to use any specific controller or joysticks in our simulators, we need to define specific buttons for them in Input Manager. Okay, in the previous step, we talked about how we can export an exe from our simulator. In this step, we want to review the input manager of the project settings. I need to go to the edit and project settings. In here, we can see input manager. As you remember in the that clip, we talked about how we can define a input manager and keys in here. I want to talk about how we can input some buttons not from the keyboard and mouse. Maybe we want to launch our application or our simulator on another platform, or even we want to launch them in computers, but not using the keyboard and mouse. Maybe we have joystick, or maybe we have specific controllers. So in here, we can for this case, we cannot use the in key code or input get key down, get key up, or get key. It's better to use get button and using the list of input managers. After that, as you can see in the horizontal, or I don't know, in here, for example, this is fire. We have two fire. One. First with mouse 1 or the left control. I want to talk about this part. So for fire 1 action, we can define two buttons at the same time. So these buttons do fire 1 action simultaneously. If we press left control or if we press left button of the mouse. So in the fire 1 in here, we have another parameter if we want to use joystick. For example, joystick button 0. It depends to your joystick panel. For example, in the Google, we can see the, for example, I don't know, computer joystick plan, I don't know, or key map. And in the images, we can see the names of them. For example, in here we can see the names of them, or and maybe it is not good image in Unity. Perfect. Maybe this is a good one. Yes, it is good one. In here we can understand the names of each buttons. 0, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, and 8, 6, 7, 9, and 6, 7 as well. For we have joystick buttons and also joystick axes. So in here, as you can see, we have two numbers, 6 and 7 as a button and 6 and 7 as axes. Also in here we can see the list of buttons in here and mapping in Unity. So in the joystick, what is the name, and in the Unity, what are the names? Okay, And in here, exactly that thing we talked about. We can change the name of buttons as well. So in the Alt position button, we can define another joystick button, for example, joystick button 5. So the fire one works with joystick button 0 and joystick button 5. If you want to use a specific controller and join it to your simulator, you have to convert the buttons of that controller to joystick. So you need to have an emulator for your controller and convert it from controller's keys to, I don't know, keyboard keys or joystick keys. After that, you can define it into the input manager as a specific button and use it inside of your script. Also, you can define several buttons in here, I don't know, or copy them, duplicate them. For example, duplicate the fire one in here. So we have two fire one. I call it fire 4. Perfect. And we press 8. In here we can see x-axis or y-axis or other axes inside of your joystick. And so you can select which axis you want to use, or you want to use only key or mouse button, or mouse only, or joystick axis only. Okay, in here in the vertical axes, as you can see, it has been selected joystick axis, not buttons. So in the buttons part it's empty. And we say, okay, for vertical it will be y-axis, for horizontal it will be x-axis. So, and the buttons are empty. Okay, you can define any buttons for your simulator, or even connect any controllers to your simulator.